I'm Jordan.
Hey, I'm May.
And we are very excited to talk about, what are we talking about today?
Mountain Goat's Legacy.
Mountain Goat's Legacy. We played through the prototype that was sent to us by Allplay, and it was, how many sessions we did? We did
10.
10 or 11 sessions.
Yeah.
I think there were 11 sessions when it was all said and done. And so we played about half of the content in the box, which we'll talk about a little later. We're not going to do like a quick overview, or we're going to not really do an overview of the game. If you know Mountain Goats, you're going to be great jumping right into this one, right? Yeah, you roll some dice, you move your mountains up the mountains.
Goats.
Move your mountains up the goats. Goats up the mountains, and you see what happens, right? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, so this is going to be kind of a scenario-based version of that, where it's going to add a couple rules each time. Mm-hmm. And there's some, you kind of choose your own adventure a little bit through the scenarios and see what happens, right? So we're going to talk about some things we liked in it and some things we didn't like, right? Mm-hmm. All right, let's get in it. So one of the great things about Mountain Goat's Legacy is that it's fully replayable. A lot of other Legacy-style games, by the end of it, maybe you're unable to play it, or you have a version of the game that you didn't start with, but then you can only play maybe that last scenario over and over again. Mountain Goat's Legacy, of course, has this memories box, and you're putting everything that is not being used anymore into the memories box, and then you could come back to it later, right? So like whenever you are wanting to play again with this different module or these different rules, you can pull it out of the memory box and play it. So nothing is destroyed per se, like in some other Legacy games. So plus for that.
In Mountain Goat's Legacy, there are a lot more ways to add to the number that you got whenever you rolled your dice.
Yep. So there's more mitigation there. And so you can... So if you don't use all your dice, there's a way to kind of save things for later, and then whenever you want to use it later, you can change the values of your die rolls later. So it kind of mitigates a lot of... When you're rolling a bunch of dice like you do in Mountain Goat's Legacy, there's going to be a lot of randomness, and so it's going to kind of mitigate some of that, right?
In Mountain Goat's Legacy, there are a lot more ways to score points, like point tokens, gold cards to get more points in the end game, and like different things on the top of the mountain.
Yeah, so just a lot more ways to score points, and it changes every game. Really great. I feel like this one doesn't even need to be said, but the artwork is fantastic. It's by Sandara Tang, who did what else? Flamecraft. We have another one on our table right here. Flamecraft Duels. Same artist as that. Artwork is great. The pieces are going to be fantastic. We, of course, didn't get a full production copy, so like the book that we were working through isn't fully illustrated yet, but it's going to be great. The box artwork is great. The cards are really nice. The goats themselves, like they're screen printed and have a lot of personality. Yeah. So great artwork, right? All right, some things we weren't huge fans of. One of the things that May noticed was about player count.
Whenever you have more than 2 players, it's a lot harder to move up and down the mountain in like a more sequential way almost, and it's harder to gain as many points as you would if you were playing with 2 players.
Yeah, so we played most of our games with 2 players. We did play 3, and then I have also played it with, I think, 4 or 5 players as well. And it's just a different game when you're playing with 2 players than you are with more players. I think we really enjoyed it with 2 players. You have a lot of control up and down the mountains, and with multiple players, you don't have as much control. So I think, that's going to vary from person to person what they prefer, for sure. Something else that we noticed in this is that some of the sessions could be pretty chaotic. Whether they are moving things around the mountain, whether they are having to Maybe there's a barrier that you have to overcome. We're trying not to like give you spoilers of the different sessions, but maybe there's like barriers you have to overcome to climb up the mountain, and just kind of adds some levels of chaos. It's not a very long game, so I don't think it annoyed us too much. We just kind of moved on to the next session. But then there were some sessions where we thought we're like, I don't really want to go back to that one, right? So they were enjoyable to an extent, but we were happy moving on to the next session, I think, for the ones that are more chaotic for us. Well, there you go. Those are some thoughts we had on Mountain Goats Legacy. Of course, it was a prototype. I thought the production was still really great, even being a prototype. And one of the things I really want to note here is that I think a lot of times with these types of games, like a legacy game is a very big kind of production. It's a lot of moving parts, a lot of story aspects, a lot of stuff. And this definitely boils it down very lightly to something that is going to be very great for families. We played with May's younger sibling as well, and was able to kind of jump in it even without knowing what happened in previous games. And it was just kind of great being able to play with mixed age groups and with younger kids as well. So I don't think you can say that with other legacy games out there. So Mountain Ghost Legacy, so far, I mean, this isn't the full copy, so I don't usually like to give final thoughts on this, but I think so far, so good, right? I think so.
Yes.
All right, May, any thoughts you got? Sounds good. All right, I'm Jordan.
I'm May.